Hello everyone, I'm Michael of Rolling a Double 20, and welcome back, or welcome to, let's explore the story of Dragon Age Origins. Now, this isn't canon, but this is one of the ways this story could have unfolded. Now, technically this origin does have a prologue, but it doesn't come with the game and is a demo, and I don't want to install a demo for something that really doesn't matter. Without further ado, let's begin.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining Dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the Dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the Dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endrin of House Aeducan, the 9th Aeducan ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of Dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lady. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Yes, let them see me as a warrior.
As opposed to the paragon of beauty?
Aside from Gorham's flirting and a few other dialogue changes, gender doesn't really change the game too much, and I want to keep these episodes as short as possible, so I won't go over the male and female differences. You, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
What of my brothers?
Out and about. I saw them on my way here, browsing the shops. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Rumor has it that Harrowmont hopes you'll be swept off your feet if a well-placed young nobleman wins the provings in your honor.
Perhaps I'll win the proving myself.
Win the proving in your own honor? That would be most interesting. Shall we then?
I like to see the merchants first.
With you as always, my lady. The day is ours until the feast.
And with that, we have control of our character. This is our room. There's some good stuff in here, from right to left. In the vanity, some money.
As you say.
Just remember to destroy my reward items. The crystal gives us some lore on Orzammar. Just to the left is a chest with some weapons. And on the nightstand is a bust of our father. What deranged child would keep a statue of their parent in their room? But we get some lore on our dad, so I don't know. That's it for our room. Leaving, we step into a hallway. On our right is a dead end.
Ancestors watch over you.
To our left is a fork.
Good day.
Going down the left, we find Trian's room, our older brothers. But we can't open it. Looking at the map, I see a path. We'll go here, presumably Balin's room, our younger brother. Then we'll leave and head north to Father's room. After that, we can go into the main hall, take a left to the dining room, and then we should be able to loop back to the main hall, exploring those smaller rooms in the process.
Balin? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Your Highness.
Well, that was weird. Who was that girl? Well, we can follow her into Balin's room, and there's more stuff to loot in his place. To our right, we find a letter.
I shall do
A letter from Rika. Oh, that must be the woman we saw. Next is a pile of books, and more on House Aeducan. Our house.
Very well.
There's a chest we must be a rogue to open. To the left is a dresser. and in it is a Dwarven merchant belt, which increases the amount of gold we pick up. Nice. Talking to Balin's mistress?
I, I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
Who are you?
It seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions. Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lady Iduken's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out. With your leave, my lady.
Go or stay. I don't care.
Thank you. I will go now.
Heading out of Balin's room, we can go to Father's, and it's locked. And my rogue can't open it. Alright, heading to the main hall.
You sure you want to go to the feast now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside.
So, my plans aren't going to work. And Gurum told us quite clearly that if we were to enter the dining hall now, we would miss out on a lot. Since this isn't a speed run, we'll leave for now. Let's go to the provings first.
Can't wait to see who's fighting today.
So let's head outside. The stairs to the left are blocked. I'm saying to the left way too much, huh? Oh well, just before we go down the stairs, we overhear an argument. What's this about?
It's in the records. There's nothing I can do. Please, Master Volney. My work is accredited by the Shaper.
These books are lies written by the enemies of House Volney.
I write only what I find in the ancient records. Lady Iduken, you can vouch for my work, can't you? Your father loved my History of Iduken, Paragon King, Peacemaker.
What's going on?
This worm has written a book that slanders my house.
What's it say?
It doesn't matter, it's all lies.
What exactly has he written?
He says that Volney, the paragon who founded my house, known throughout the world as the greatest of men, was a fraud.
Not precisely. When the Assembly names a paragon, that man or woman is then, by definition, everything one can aspire to be in the world. They form their own noble houses and are revered as living ancestors. But paragons start off as men.
Volney was more than a man.
Okay, let's see. Why are you angry, Bruton?
Volney became a paragon by the narrowest margin in history. One vote. A vote mired in rumors of intimidation, intrigue, and outright bribery. The records of that vote are kept in the Shaperate and are a matter of fact. Not liking history doesn't make it any less true.
Someone doesn't like the truth about their founder being an asshole. No, this choice isn't going to matter. The scholar is right.
You're taking his side? What if he published a book like this about your paragon Iduken?
The truth is more important than pride.
You would not say so if it was your house, but I shall respect your wishes. For now, excuse me, Your Highness.
That fool has no idea how weak his house is or how low he sits in it. Shall I have him killed, my lady?
We could. What do you think, scholar?
Well, historically, it has been prudent to eliminate a small threat before it becomes larger.
Let him live.
As you say.
You've shown House Iduken a friend to research, history, and the glory of our people.
Carry on.
Of course. I have much to document and organize. Good day, Your Highness. And thank you.
Let's head down the stairs now and talk to some of the merchants here. The first one doesn't have much to say.
The finest in home decorations! The finest in home decorations!
The second is talking with the customer. We can wait, then talk.
I've seen Prince Balin Iduken himself wearing a robe made of something quite similar.
So I pay your exorbitant price, only to end up looking like a poor imitation of Prince Balin. You'll get no coin from me.
But that's not what I meant, my lord. My lord! My Lady Iduken, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
You have something I might want?
All ladies love a bit of silk, do they not?
Lady Iduken is a warrior, born of steel and bred for battle.
1,000 pardons. Please, forgive me, Your Highness.
This looks to be mostly fabrics from the human lands. These merchants form alliances with those who have abandoned our ways to live on the surface.
It's nice to have pretty things.
If it can't be used to polish my shield, what good is it?
My lady has returned. Is there something here that interests you?
Perhaps.
Please, look as you will.
And they just sell noble clothing and jewelry. Soon we bump into our brothers.
Atrasvala, big sister. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my siblings second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
Wow, what an asshole. I go where I want, Trion.
Your lack of a sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you're receiving a commission. I expect after tomorrow I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trion?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
Kiss my ass.
I'd advise you to watch that tongue, dear sibling. Father will not live forever. Come, Balin.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
Ignore him. It's my day, not his.
That it is. Let's get back to enjoying it, shall we?
We can continue, and we see an armor merchant.
Look at this piece.
My Lady Iduken. Nothing here rivals your amazing Iduken armor, but if you wish something made...
You know very well House Iduken has its own royal armorers.
Of course. Forgive me.
Tell me about your pieces.
Your Highness's legendary prowess is matched only by your kindness.
Tell me about the armor you make.
I buy only the finest iron ore, and personally oversee the armor's crafting by the most skillful of the smith caste.
Fascinating, thanks.
Of course, the honor was all mine.
Nonsense, woman. Your words bring shame upon our house. See how the edges are rough and pitted? Would you compare this to Bronca's work? Trust a woman to speak of things she doesn't understand.
My lady, you honor me, Your Highness.
And yeah, he sells armor, alright. Next to this door is two commoner girls. What are they doing here?
Greetings, my lady. May I say you look striking today. Is this your paramour? He wears both his vambraces, unmarried and eligible.
I'm flattered, ladies, but I'm not a noble. I'm a knight of the warrior caste.
Warrior caste isn't bad.
Tally, we didn't pay gold for these permits to take warrior caste.
I guess you're right. Sorry, sir.
What's going on here?
They're noble hunters, my lady. Because a man takes his caste from his father, they hope to bear a noble lord's son. If a noble hunter succeeds, she is raised up to join the house as a concubine to care for her son. It brings new swords to a house, so many nobles look favorably on such women.
I bet they do.
Well, men will be men. Even your brother Balin has had his dalliances.
Perhaps you could tell him we're here?
Tally, mind your manners.
I'll think about it.
My lady is kind and generous beyond her duty. Again, many thanks, my lady.
Just left of the house is 3 barrels to loot, but mostly
Very
just
well.
boots. Boots in a barrel. Interesting.
Invest in the next great trade expedition.
Not long before we find a weapons merchant.
Greetings, my Lady Iduken. I am so honored to have you visit my booth. I have a proposition, but I dared not approach.
Yet you dare now.
I'll hear him out.
Very well then, speak.
Yes, just so. Here's the thing. What I mean to say is...
Spit it out.
Sorry. So nervous. I had a dagger made for you as a gift for your first command. Sent a messenger to deliver the dagger to you. Prince Trion had him thrown out. I don't know what offense he caused, but I had him beaten severely.
Let me see it.
Here it is, Your Highness.
That's an amazing piece, merchant.
You do me much honor, sir. The blade has been crafted over a period of 2 years by masters of every art. I wish to bless the lady's first command and hope that someday, when she rules, she will wear it.
Trian is heir. He will rule when King Endrin returns to the stone.
If the Assembly wills it. Forgive me, sir, but whispers say the second child of Endrin will be chosen.
Whispers indeed. It's a princely gift. If Trian recognizes it, though, it may send the wrong message. Or the right one, depending on your view.
Damn what Trian thinks.
Thank you. You bring uncountable honor to me.
What he means is that you'll bring uncountable gold to him if you wear that piece in public.
Only the freshest food for your noble table.
Then a magic merchant? What?
Oh, Lady Iduken, here, in my booth. I am so...
He's fainted. You make quite the impression these days. Is it hard to be the king's child, never able to just blend in?
I am what the ancestors made me.
As are we all. Shall we move along?
Oh, he appears to be unconscious. Nah, man, he knocked out cold.
Most exotic wares in Orzammar.
My lady, are you heading to the proving arena?
Why do you ask?
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you were not to travel through the commons unguarded.
What? Why?
I did mention the merchants that won permits to show their goods in the Diamond Quarter. There were only so many permits auctioned off, and quite a few were turned away. Your father fears you will be harassed on the way to the proving.
This is silly, but I will accept.
Will we be leaving then?
Yes.
We are at your command.
And we are at the proving arena, and we can participate, which is great for some early
There will
XP.
be blood today. I can feel it.
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
No, I've come to fight.
Your Highness, this proving is in your honor.
Then honor her by doing as she says. Lady Iduken will fight in this proving.
I will honor today's warriors by testing their skills.
Of course, it is well within your rights. Men and women of Orzammar, we have a late entry to these provings, held on the eve of battle for the honor of House Iduken. I give you the Lady Iduken herself! Are you ready for your first match?
Oh, I'm eager.
Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. Lady Iduken will fight Alair Bimo, youngest son of Lord Bimo.
You honor me with this match.
The honor is mine.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
And we fight Bimo. No, Bimo. And cause I'm on easy, this isn't really a challenge.
The winner is Lady Iduken.
We return to the Proving Master to ask him about the next fight.
That was exciting. I had the whole left half of the arena cheering for you. You're popular with the crowds.
That was quite a fight. Alair Bimo is no slouch with that hammer. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who?
Adal Helmi, another female warrior and a tenacious fighter.
Good, it'll be interesting.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. Lady Iduken will fight Adal Helmi, eldest daughter of Lady Helmi.
You are my inspiration, Your Highness, and to all of us who follow your example and live by the sword.
Thank you.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
We must not exhaust our supplies. Quickly, we must fight!
The winner is Lady Iduken.
We defeat her and return. And it was at this time I clicked on Gorham and his normal dialogue tree appeared. Whoops, I completely forgot about this. I'll play his dialogue after the tournament, so let's continue.
That was a crowd pleaser. I can't remember the last time we had two female warriors of such skill. Sir Blackstone is your next opponent. Are you ready to face him?
What can you tell me about him?
One of the best of the warrior caste. He achieved glory in close combat assault in the Deep Roads. Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. Lady Iduken will fight Sir Blackstone, Deep Road squad leader of the warrior caste.
This is your education, child. Try to learn as you bleed.
Good luck to you.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Just like before, we fight.
We fight for honor!
The winner is Lady Iduken.
Talking with the Proving Master.
Well done. You have proven that even the best of the warrior caste cannot match a noble Iduken. Franlin Ivo is your final opponent. He too has had many victories today. Are you ready to face him, or will you rest first?
What can you tell me about him?
He is a decorated fighter who prefers unusual weapons and rarely fights with the same techniques twice.
House Ivo is relatively inconsequential, but Franlin may change that. He's expected to take a full command of his own soon.
Let me fight him.
Very good. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. It is down to just two warriors. With backbones of stone and wills of iron, they have defeated all others this day. Lady Iduken will fight Franlin Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
May you be a stone.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. The victor is champion. Fight!
We fight.
That's for House
The winner is Lady Iduken.
Talking with the Proving Master one final time.
Congratulations. Franlin Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen. You vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
I'll wear it proudly.
Your glory honors every warrior here.
For completing this, we get a unique, if not useful, Proving Helm, which is just a renamed Dwarven helmet. Not really worth it for my rogue. Maybe a warrior, We won, and we can head back home. But first, let's hear Gorham's dialogue that I skipped before. Are you excited about the battle tomorrow?
Yes, I yearn to face the Darkspawn and prove my worth as your second.
Will be spectacular.
May the stones support us, and the ancestors look down with pride.
Tell me about your family.
Not much that you don't already know. My father's father was a great hero of the Deep Roads excursions and raised the family to the top of the warrior caste. He was even nominated to join the assembly and found a noble house, but the honor was in the nomination. He wasn't afforded a single vote. My father served your father for many years, and now I serve you.
Alright, let's go.
As you will.
Let's leave the provings.
My lady?
Why don't you take a break?
We will take a break when we are done here. For now, we are here to serve.
Then let us leave.
Your wish is our command.
And we return to the market, and we can talk to any of the merchants we may have missed. But I didn't miss any, or at least I think I didn't. So let's head back to the palace and join our feast. Once inside, Gorham chimes in.
Look, the Grey Wardens are here. The raid tomorrow must be more than a standard mission. The Wardens only go where the Darkspawn are the greatest threat.
My lady, I do. My high bar.
Before I went to talk to the guests, I decided to explore this side hallway. To the left is a dead end and a lore book. Orzammar History, Chapter 2. Going down, there's 2 doors on either side. The right can be opened by a rogue. Inside is a barrel with a dagger in it, but that's about it.
It is begun.
The door on the left leads to a kitchen with a bunch of servants. There's another barrel with another dagger in it.
Your Highness, what a surprise. I apologize if we are in your way.
Heading out, we pass through a door into the next hallway. Nothing at the dead end this time. In the front is a locked door a rogue can open. Inside is a vase with trash, and a locked chest with more trash to sell.
As you say.
Just diagonal from this closet is another locked closet. Inside is a barrel to the left, and that's it. And this door leads back to the main hall. So now we can go and enjoy our feast. To our left is Lady Helmy, and to our right is Lord Dace, and a human warden named Duncan, with 2 other wardens with him. Let's see what this Lord Dace wants.
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lady. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Of course.
There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week, and a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
What cause?
The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
Why are you so interested in this cause?
Those on the surface are our lifeline. They facilitate trade with the surface. They're honorable and, well, let's be honest. I don't care a whit for those who have wandered from the stone. My wife, however, is a gem of a different color. She has a cousin, a useless sort, but she's quite fond of him. He joined a speculative venture to the surface, hoping to make his fortune, and went bust. Now he wishes to come home, but he cannot, for he has no house and would be casteless. For my wife's sake, I take up his cause. Will you lend me your voice?
What do you need me to do?
When your father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
You're a fool.
Oh, and Lady Helmy just called us a fool. But why?
Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did.
Excuse me?
Lord Dace is playing you false. Go ahead, be his puppet. Your first command will be marked by every major house turning their back on you.
If you have something to say, say it.
If you are to play in the games of the Assembly, make sure you know the motivations of the players. Last spring, a guild from the merchant caste invested heavily in an expedition with a guild from the surface. Lord Dace backed the merchant guild, pouring a great deal of money into the venture. The expedition was a disaster.
So Dace is trying to recover his losses?
Clever child. Lord Dace lost a great deal of money and prestige. The Surface Guild has no way to repay the investment, but it does have several leading members who are descended from noble houses. House Helmi, Bimo, Dukin.
Gorham, are you following?
She's saying that if the air-touched dwarves have their connections to their houses restored, you'll end up footing the bill for Lord Dace's disaster.
Oh, if I were 20 years younger, I'd bed you just to get some of that quick wit in my house. Your house and mine would be forced to pay the Surfacer's kin debts. It would be a great victory for Lord Dace.
It seems I need to talk to Lord Dace.
If you call his bluff, then you lose your chance to turn the tables. Let him think he has you. Smile and nod, and when he asks his question, tell him that the so-called Surface Caste are right where they belong. That should take Lord Dace down a peg or two.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Remember this when my house needs your assistance.
Returning to Lord Dace.
You return. Were my instructions unclear?
I spoke to Helmi.
And what did she have to say?
She said my house would suffer.
I see. Some preposterous story, I'm sure.
Your plan could force my house to pay surface debts.
I suppose it could. I mean, well, it's the spirit of the law that's important, right? Our poor, disenfranchised service brothers. Ah, well played, Your Highness. Welcome to Assembly politics. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Not so fast.
You've won. Don't be stupid about it.
You forget who you're speaking to. This is the guest of honor and child of the First House of Orzammar.
For now, we shall see what the future holds. Trian's grasp on the throne is in no way certain, and much can happen before then. Now let me be.
Your schemes are an insult to Idukin.
Lords, ladies, our Lady Idukin has challenged the honor of Lord Dace.
What's this? My little girl is already sharpening her claws?
Fantastic. I thought tonight would be all talk and drink.
My lady, are you sure you wish to do this? You realize that it is Lord Dace's son, Mandar, a formidable duelist, who will defend the honor of House Dace in approving.
Gorham, info on Mandar.
Three-time champion of the Great Provings, much decorated and heir to House Dace.
Bring it.
Very well. There is to be a proving, then.
Let the ancestors judge who has the right of their cause.
To the proving grounds!
Men and women, lords and ladies, may I have your attention, please? We are gifted to have in our presence the Lady Idukin, in whose honor today's provings were fought. Today, House Idukin makes a challenge of honor against House Dace. These two brave combatants have come to prove the righteousness of their causes.
Let's give them a show.
The proving begins now!
We now fight Mandar.
I shall do it.
Come, let us end this.
Most excellent!
The proving is at an end. Mandar Dace has been found wanting by the ancestors, and House Dace is guilty of dishonoring House Idukin.
This is my fault. My son has died defending my honor.
I am sorry for your loss, Ronus. It was the ancestors' will.
Yes, the ancestors. I'm sorry. Excuse me, my king.
And after that, we return to the feast. Alright, let's talk with this Grey Warden now.
Greetings, my Lady Idukin. It is an honor to meet you at last.
The honor is mine, Warden.
I have had the opportunity to recently meet with your father. He speaks highly of you. He says you may be the quickest fighter in all of House Idukin.
My father does me great honor.
I have no doubt it is deserved. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Orzammar, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world.
I wonder if Father would let me join you.
Alas, I do not think he would take kindly to that suggestion. As the child of the king and heir after Lord Trion, your place is here.
I don't know much about the Grey Wardens.
You know of our dedication to destroying the Darkspawn, our frontline presence during a blight. What else would you know?
Are there many of my people in your order?
Over the centuries, many dwarves have made names for themselves in our order. These days, however, there are fewer dwarves and thus even fewer Dwarven Grey Wardens. A pity, since Dwarven warriors have the most experience fighting Darkspawn.
Could I join and remain in Orzammar?
I'm afraid not. Grey Wardens go where they're needed most. Right now, that is on the surface at the ruins of Ostagar, where the human king gathers his armies to face the blight.
What does joining entail?
Being a Grey Warden means abandoning all ties to your old life. It means dedicating yourself to destroying the Darkspawn.
Sadly, I am in Aduken, and Orzammar needs me.
Then it is a good thing that you have other paths before you. Some are not so lucky. I wish you luck in the deep roads tomorrow. Show the Darkspawn the might of your people.
Next to Duncan is a bunch of important-looking people. Lord Haramon, Bamo, Mino, and our father, Endrin. As soon as we step too close...
When he mistimed that backswing, I knew he was going down.
Poor bastard. Still, couldn't wish it on a nicer house.
Well put. Our new commander taught House Dace a serious lesson.
The hour is late. These Deshers have waited patiently, as have the Grey Wardens. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses?
Of course.
So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Iduken. Who would pose a question to the prospective commander? Who seeks to know the prospect better? No? Very well then. The ritual is complete. I give you Orzammar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trion and send him to me. He may be watching the provings, or getting some rest in his rooms.
What do you want with Trion?
Don't question everything. Just go for the ancestors' sake.
And we are tasked with finding our asshole brother Trion. Let's go to his room and see if he's there. Inside we see our brothers. First, let's loot the place. To the left of the stairs is a locked chest. On the desk is Trion's journal. And that's it. Let's talk to our brother.
So you're a commander now, in name at least. Shouldn't you be attending our King Father?
You weren't at the feast.
The world does not stop and start with your meager achievements. Not even tonight. Now, do you have some purpose in bothering us?
Father is worried you're too much of an ass to be prince.
You push your luck. Balin, get to bed. We have a big day tomorrow. I will see what our father wishes from his heir.
All day I've put up with that. He can really grate on the nerves.
Agreed.
And what I'm going to tell you next won't make you any more fond of him.
What are you talking about?
Trion has begun to move against you. I never thought his much-proclaimed honor would allow him to actually act on his jealousy. Big sister,
Trian is going to try to kill you.
How do you know?
I overheard him giving orders to some of his men, and I was shocked. Then it began to make sense. Trian's decided you're a threat to his taking the throne. Maybe he's right.
How am I a threat?
He fears what you are becoming, in the eyes of the people and the Assembly. Trian's the named prince, but only the Assembly can proclaim a king. It would be unusual for the Assembly to ignore the king's choice, but it does happen.
The founder of House Bimo became a paragon and king in one move from the Assembly, and he was a commoner.
That was an extraordinary case, but at least a half-dozen times the Assembly named a lesser family member, or even someone from another house, as king. Twice, it was a woman.
So Trian thinks the Assembly would prefer me?
Look at it from his perspective. You're more personable than he's ever been. You slaughtered the heir to House Dace, one of the most powerful houses in Orzammar, because his father dared to challenge your house's honor. If you win glory against the Darkspawn tomorrow, it will only strengthen the case for you as the next heir. Trian fears father will replace him on the spot. If not, the Assembly will surely turn against him when father dies. You know his pride will never allow him to step aside.
What's your angle?
It seems Trian has shown that brothers can't always be trusted. I am next in line. If Trian succeeds in his plot against you, how long do you think I'll live?
Gorum, what do you say?
Permission to speak freely?
I asked so yes.
Trian would make a terrible king, but no one wants to say it. He has just enough backing in the Assembly to make it ugly when your father dies, but not enough to become king. Killing him now makes your house stronger and saves a great deal of bloodshed later.
We'll see what he does.
Very well. I'll keep my eyes open. I don't want to lose my dearest sister.
Trian wouldn't do anything stupid.
I hope you're right, but my heart says this will end badly. I'm taking your place as father's second, so I'll be at hand tomorrow. For now, try to get some sleep.
May the Paragon smile down on you.
So Balin thinks Trian is going to try to kill us? And when we asked Balin how he knew, he said Trian gave orders to his men. But what orders? Balin doesn't say. We never think to ask.
Trian and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Haramond. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall.
Come then! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balin. Take your men and make ready. Haramond and I need to have words with your sibling.
Good luck, my sister.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a Taig, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach it.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Aidukan remains in that Taig, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
I'm supposed to do this alone?
As always, Gorum will accompany you, and we've sent scouts ahead. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions?
Where do we go from there?
The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords, and demonstrate the strength of Aidukan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
Okay, our dad wants us to find a family shield lost in this dungeon and report back to the scout. Sounds easy enough. And these Taigs are huge. Thankfully, some well-placed debris will make a linear path for us. Turning around and exploring the other side, we see the rest of the party, but there's no talking to anyone. So let's head down our tunnel. Midway at the bend, we get attacked by a spider. Going around the bend, we spot a trap.
There, a cunning trap.
And another trap at this crossroad. Plus, we see who laid out these traps. Darkspawn. It's time to fight.
Our skill has won the day.
In this nook is a dead body we can loot. The northern path is blocked, leaving us only the western path to continue. We enter a large room, and the scout talks to us.
You made it, Commander. Did you run afoul of any darkspawn?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
We didn't expect any activity in these tunnels at all. Once I finished scouting the tunnels, I hid here to avoid the darkspawn. Most tunnels are dead ends. The one we want is swarming with those fiends. It's going to be a fight.
Weren't you at the proving yesterday?
I was, indeed. Would that I had been good enough to beat you. May today's battles bring us even more glory. I'll take rear guard. Shall we move?
And the scout joins us as a temporary companion. Exploring this room, I couldn't figure out which way was the correct way. Well, it wasn't the northern path. Heading through the southwest pass, we are stopped by this trap, and we see a room, probably filled with darkspawn. I decided to go back and head down the western path first. Looking at my map, though, told me this was the correct path. But I want to explore, so heading back again, we can enter that room we saw earlier. Man, these darkspawn love setting traps, and they attack.
Look there, a cunning trap.
After the fight, I saw a rare trapped barrel. Seems this was a small camp. There's a crate with a shitty bow and a locked chest. There's a path further south. Oh, we see the actual scout this time, at the crossroad. So wait, this is where we were supposed to go?
You're here. I thought the Darkspawn had got you for sure.
I'm not that easy to kill.
And I'll make sure I'm behind you if we're swarmed. We want the tunnel ahead, but there are Darkspawn tracks all over it. Be careful.
Have you seen this tied door yet?
I haven't ventured more than 100 yards ahead, for fear of alerting other Darkspawn. I'll follow your lead, Commander.
And the scout joins us as a temporary companion. Exploring this intersection, the two paths are a dead end, with only one way forward, which is a long, winding path. Entering another room is another ambush.
There, a cunning trap. The trap. Look there, a cunning trap. As you say.
Okay, after looting the slain, we can open a locked chest. This cave bends into a hallway. Soon we find an open door with a dead darkspawn.
Looks like someone beat us to the door.
This Darkspawn body is still fresh. Whoever opened the door is most likely still in there.
They had to have the Idukan signet ring.
It could have been stolen, recently or generations back.
Or it could be an ambitious cousin out for his own glory.
We'll see soon enough.
Understood. Let's move, men.
We move into a large chamber with dead darkspawn and a dead dwarf. Well, no wonder he died. We soon cross a bridge, and on the other side...
So glad you could finally join us. We feared you'd gotten eaten by Darkspawn. Turns out the shield isn't quite as easy to retrieve as I was led to believe. I wager you know where it is, though. So maybe you tell me where it is, and I don't let my boys have to go at you before I kill you.
Who are you? How'd you get here?
I'm your better, that's who. And as to how I got in, that's a question you'll have to ask the stone after I butcher you. Now where's the shield?
Tell me how you got here first.
Bit for bite, huh? Both of us banking on killing the other and losing nothing by the telling? Very well. One of Prince Trian's men brought me this ring. It opened the door just fine. Now where is the sodding shield?
I'll whisper it to your corpse.
Just kill them, boys. We'll find this shield on our own.
They attack us, and there are traps everywhere.
It's a trap. Kill them all! A cunning trap.
I've got your back!
Shall be done. I shall do it.
For
Watch over me.
For the king!
I let my companions finish them off while I looted. Hey, don't judge me. I'm a princess, bitch. As soon as we loot the signet ring, Gorham takes us aside.
Is that really Trian's signet ring?
Yes, my brother was sloppy.
It would have been a major victory to get the shield first, but he showed his hand and failed. The first way we can hurt him is to find that shield ourselves.
The shield will be mine.
You have your orders, boys.
Just before the platform is a locked chest. Just to the right of a door is a barrel. This is a huge room. Can you guys go kill that asshole? Thanks. And in the middle of this chamber is a dwarf corpse. We see two ballistas. The one closest to us has a barrel with bolts. There's even more traps outside of our destination. There's a dead dwarf, and behind him we see a blocked-in tunnel. We'll have to worry about that later. Let's enter this tied chamber. Inside is a room with weird tiles. Looking around for clues.
This is the room. How do we get the shield? You two, see if you can spot anything.
Looking around, yeah. There's something weird about this floor.
It seems some of these tiles are different from the others.
Thanks for repeating me, Gorham. We can try to use the ring, but nothing happens. What we have to do is put each of our companions on these raised tiles, and when we hear an unlocking sound, we can try again. And we have the shield that I can't even use.
That's it. We've got it.
Doesn't look like much.
The skill of our crafters has come far since then. But still, the Shield of Iduken.
The strength of Iduken is in the shield.
I can feel it. It's inspirational.
If you say so. It's just a shield.
Let's keep moving.
Back in the direction we came from, at the crossroads.
To the crossroads.
There's nothing else here, so heading out, we can operate the ballista, pointing at a blocked passage. But first we must defeat the Darkspawn. Once we operate the ballista, we can take this path as a shortcut to the crossroads. We just have to fight through more of these small lizards first.
Away with you. Come, let it end this.
We will prevail!
Most excellent!
Just past them is another dwarven corpse.
As you say.
As we approach a bend,
If Trian were really scheming against us, this would be the perfect place for an ambush. We've got the shield, and we're all alone out here.
I'm prepared for anything.
What's that you're muttering about?
Family business.
Uh-huh. All right, then.
More lizards. Oh, they do drop loot.
I shall do it.
Useless loot, though. The crossroads, I see them. Wait, who are all these dead dwarves?
By the stone, it's Trian.
It must have been a darkspawn attack.
This doesn't look like Darkspawn. No bites, no scratches, no mutilation.
Balin outplayed me.
Your brother?
Someone's coming.
Hurry, Father, before it's too...
By all the ancestors, what has happened here?
It seems we weren't fast enough. Balin was right.
My daughter, tell me this isn't what it looks like.
Why? What does it look like?
It looks like you killed our brother, you monster.
My lady is innocent.
Sir Gorham, your loyalty makes you a useless witness. It falls to others to tell the story. You, Scout, what happened here?
Trian and his men were here early. It seems they'd done battle with the Darkspawn. Lady Iduken came up to them, all friendly-like, but when we got close, she ordered us to attack.
You traitor.
Stop her! Take her weapons! I think we've seen enough.
No. If the scout were lying, I might have done much the same. I will not drag my daughter back to Orzammar in chains without hearing from Friendlin Ivo.
Friendlin Ivo, you are a good and noble man. Did the scout speak the truth?
He did, my lord. It was terrible. Prince Trian didn't stand a chance. Afterward, my lady stripped his signet ring.
You treacherous bastard! Silence, Gorham! Do you have anything else to say, my daughter?
How can you not see this was a setup?
I want to believe that. I really do.
Bind her. She will be judged before the Assembly. To Orzammar.
Okay, maybe I was a little hasty in killing the scout. No matter what we say, though, we are sent to the prison and await trial. Everything we own is gone. All our weapons and armor. I'm not sure if this extends to reward items, but soon we hear someone.
Leave us alone, will you please?
Yes, sir.
I would have come sooner had they allowed it. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I could be better. I have bad news, though. The Assembly isn't going to call for you. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years.
What happens now?
The Assembly has already sentenced both of us.
What's going to happen to you?
My knighthood will be stripped, my name torn from my family records. But I will be allowed to attempt some sort of life on the surface. Lord Harrowmont moved for a similar exile for you, but Balin's supporters overwhelmed him. You were to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you were overwhelmed and killed.
What does my father say about this?
Lord Harrowmont says the king is taken ill. He couldn't bear losing 2 of his children at once. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan.
The Grey Wardens will take an exile and murderer?
The Grey Wardens don't care about a person's past. They recruit for daring, intelligence, and martial power. If you can find them, I'm sure you can join them and escape the deep roads.
Only Darkspawn between me and freedom.
Balin underestimated you, much as we underestimated him. I begged to go with you and fight at your side, but Balin's pet nobles wouldn't hear of it.
I wish you were going to be at my side too.
I'm going to try to go to Denerim, the human capital. If you make it out, find me.
Count on it.
Our time is up. May the Paragons guide your sword and the stone hold you up.
Same to you, friend.
I will always be your man, my Lady Iduken.
They are ready for you now.
So no trial? And we have to fight the Darkspawn by ourselves without any good weapons?
Here is the prisoner, Lord Harrowmont.
Having been found guilty of fratricide by the Assembly of Orzammar, you are hereby sentenced to exile and death. Your name is from this point forward stripped from the records. You are no longer a person, nor a memory. You are to be cast into the deep roads with only sword and shield. Dare to redeem your life by fighting the enemies of Orzammar until your death. Do you have anything to say before the sentence is carried out?
Balin will destroy you as he destroyed me.
I understand your anger. You should have been allowed to defend yourself. Had I the power to stop this, I would have. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't do this. For your father's sake.
I didn't kill Trian.
I believe you. That means Balin planned this from the start. Believe me, I will spend the rest of my days making sure Balin does not profit by his deeds. Your father asked me to give these to you. This sword and shield are of fine dwarven make. Strike a blow at our enemies.
Tell my father I'm innocent.
I will. Open the doors and let the condemned walk through. May the stone accept you when you fall.
We're all alone now. Balin has successfully sent us to our death. But Glorum said that the Grey Wardens are somewhere here. If we can find them, we can escape to the surface. Checking my inventory, yeah, we virtually have nothing. Heading down the road, we see a tunnel to the left. Heading down, we are attacked by a spider. I quickly looted this Darkspawn corpse, though, hoping for another dagger. Better than nothing, I guess.
It shall be done.
Just as we approach the exit, we spot a trap. And Darkspawn attacks me while I'm busy.
Look there, a cunning
More
trap.
traps while this prick shoots at us. With him down, we can explore this room. On a ledge is a dead dwarf. Moving around this ledge is even more traps.
Look there, a cunning trap.
And another Darkspawn attack.
As you say.
Heading to the northern nook, we find a locked chest and a crate.
It is begun.
The way forward is the southeastern tunnel. There's a four-way fork. We can see the dead ends on our map, so let's explore those first. To the left is a nook with a Darkspawn corpse and a spider. The right is a small tunnel filled with even more fucking lizards. At the end is only a skeleton. We now go south, as north is where we came from. As the south bends, we find more traps and Darkspawn.
It's a trap.
We hit another split, not soon after, with another trap in Genlock.
Very well. It is begun.
On the split is another dead dwarf. I get attacked again. I wasn't sure which path was the correct one, so I went down the left first. Moving around this bend is a dead end with more lizards. Stun me, the bastards. And they were all guarding a few more corpses. Heading back to the split, we can take the right path this time. It rounds a few bends before we enter another road. And we see the Grey Wardens. They haven't left yet, nor did they go very far.
By the Maker, it's a dwarf.
Lady Iduken, what are you doing here alone? Where are your troops?
One question at a time, please.
Forgive me, your appearance startled me. We expected to be alone here. May I ask what happened?
I've been exiled.
Exiled? To these tunnels of death? What crime could be so terrible?
I do not think matters of Dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend.
I was betrayed by my brother.
Lord Trian?
No, Balin. Trian is dead.
I see. The brutal intrigue of the Dwarven court continues then. Your father intimated as much. There is no reason for you to walk these deep roads and die for something you did not do. You've already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Iduken. I've been searching for those with your level of ability. Your exploits in the Deep Road set you apart. As leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order.
I would be honored.
Then welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar to join with the human forces facing the Darkspawn hordes led by King Kaelan. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn around every corner.
We have escaped to the surface, but we're exiled from our home and are no longer royalty. We don't exist in the records anymore. But thankfully, the Grey Wardens are taking us in. With that, this origin story is over. Honestly, this is my favorite of the origins. But again, this is not the only way this story can begin. I still have 3 more origins to go through before we actually continue the plot. I've been Michael of Rolling a Double 20, and stay tuned for the Dwarven Commoner.